Hello, family. Welcome to BabsWTV, where we talk about real life, real struggle, and what's happening around the globe. Man, so many Americans are sleeping in their car with the financial cost of Christ. What's going on? What's going on? We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it because this cost of crisis is literally bankrupting people. Why life have to be now where people are choosing to live in their car? Why? I don't really understand it. American cost of living need to change because this is not gonna sustain forever. People living in their car, not be able to support themselves, even though some people are working full time currently and still sleeping in their car. And some neighborhood, they won't even let you sleep in their car. They will snitch on you even if you go in vulnerable time. And people don't have any empathy anymore. I don't know what's going on. Huh? If you've been feeling like life been, you've been feeling the same thing. You have sleep in your car. You feel the American struggle, like I have do before. I have sleep in my car. I know what is it like. I'm not nobody gonna tell me that I know the struggle in America, 100%. But you know what? We just gotta do what we gotta do. But sometime mercy should happen. Something gotta happen. If you are one of those people, make sure you drop a comment, subscribe, like, and let's watch this clip.
Forget everything you think you know about people living in cars. They're not struggling to survive. Some have built systems so efficient, house people are actually copying them. But there's one brutal trade-off that changes everything. What are they sacrificing? Over 200,000 Americans sleep in their vehicles tonight. Not campers on vacation, not road trippers seeing the country, people whose car became their entire home. And here's what nobody talks about. Vehicle homelessness is now the fastest growing type of homelessness in America. Faster than shelters, faster than street sleeping, cars. Why? Well, the math stopped working. Average rent now requires earning 3 times minimum wage just to qualify. So you've got nurses, teachers, warehouse workers, employed people with actual jobs who still can't afford an apartment. I remember when living in your car meant something went seriously wrong. Now it means rent went seriously up. But here's the thing. A car isn't the worst option. Sounds crazy, right? Think about it though. Lockable doors, protection from rain, a private space where your stuff won't get stolen while you sleep. Try getting that on a park bench, and the population might surprise you. Older Americans are now the fastest growing segment of car dwellers. Fixed incomes that covered rent 5 years ago doesn't anymore. Grandma's not in a nursing home. She's in a Buick. Unlike shelters with their curfews, no pet policies, and lights out rules, a car lets you keep your dog, keep your job, keep some dignity. The wildest part? Vehicle homelessness stays almost completely invisible. That sedan parked on your street right now, someone might be waking up inside it tomorrow morning. You'd never know. They leave before rush hour, return after dark, and blend in like they're just visiting. So, how do people actually survive this life? How do you cook without a kitchen, shower without a bathroom, sleep without a bed? That starts with the most important decision any car dweller makes: picking the right vehicle. Not all vehicles are created equal when it comes to living in them, and honestly, picking the wrong one can make your life miserable. Minivans dominate the car-dwelling world for one simple reason. Fold those back seats down, and you've got a completely flat surface long enough for a full-grown adult to stretch out. It's basically a studio apartment on wheels, minus the rent that makes you cry. But here's where it gets interesting. SUVs win the stealth game hands down. Park a minivan somewhere overnight, and people start wondering. Park an SUV? Nobody blinks. You look like someone waiting to pick up a friend. Makes sense, right? Sedans work too, but they require creativity. Taller folks end up sleeping diagonally with their feet dangling into the front footwell. Not exactly the Ritz, but desperate times call for
Lisa and Lexus Lacey have been living on the streets and most recently out of their car.
We was out here freezing. We're still out here freezing because we're having to do it day by day.
It is 2 a.m. in Minneapolis. A blizzard has dropped 14 inches of snow and temperatures have plunged to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside a battered Ford Explorer behind a grocery store, a man named Derek is awake, adjusting layers he has worn for 7 hours straight. The engine is off. There is no heat of any kind. And Derek is not in danger of freezing, because over 3 winters sleeping in that vehicle, he has developed a system so precise that survival communities now share it across forums. What he knows about staying alive inside a frozen metal box without spending a single dollar on fuel is exactly what this video is here to document. Most people assume someone sleeping in a blizzard-bound vehicle must be running the engine. But an engine running overnight burns roughly a gallon per hour. That is $40 to $60 nightly that homeless vehicle dwellers simply do not have. Beyond cost, a running engine creates a genuine carbon monoxide danger. Nearly 400 Americans die from unintentional CO poisoning every year, and a disproportionate share happen in winter, in vehicles, when people try to stay warm the obvious way. So, homeless SUV dwellers developed a completely different system, built around capturing body heat already generated, rather than spending fuel to produce new heat from scratch. Most people get this exactly backwards. It might seem strange to choose a frozen SUV over shelter during a blizzard. But shelters in cities like Denver and Chicago fill completely by 6 p.m. on blizzard nights, often hours before the worst storms peak. Going to a shelter also means leaving your vehicle, which for someone whose SUV is both home and transportation means abandoning everything in a snowstorm. Many shelters separate couples, prohibit pets, and have possession rules that make them impossible for people who cannot risk losing essential gear. One homeless man in Denver put it plainly: "My sleeping bag and window covers are worth more than one warm night indoors. You walk out in the morning with nothing, and it is colder than when you arrived." Most homeless vehicle dwellers start with blankets. Not the clean, lofted kind most people picture. Secondhand fleece, military surplus wool, whatever donations provided. But blankets alone share one limitation most people never anticipate. They do nothing about the metal surrounding you. An SUV's steel body conducts cold 25 times faster than still air does. Most SUVs have 5 or 6 windows, and each one is a gap in your insulation. A person under 4 blankets inside an unmodified SUV during a Minneapolis
Forget everything you think you know about people living in cars. They're not struggling to survive. Some have built systems so efficient, house people are actually copying them. But there's one brutal trade-off that changes everything. What are they sacrificing? Over 200,000 Americans sleep in their vehicles tonight. Not campers on vacation, not road trippers seeing the country, people whose car became their entire home. And here's what nobody talks about. Vehicle homelessness is now the fastest growing type of homelessness in America. Faster than shelters, faster than street sleeping, cars. Why? Well, the math stopped working. Average rent now requires earning 3 times minimum wage just to qualify. So you've got nurses, teachers, warehouse workers, employed people with actual jobs who still can't afford an apartment. I remember when living in your car meant something went seriously wrong. Now it means rent went seriously up. But here's the thing. A car isn't the worst option. Sounds crazy, right? Think about it though. Lockable doors, protection from rain, a private space where your stuff won't get stolen while you sleep. Try getting that on a park bench, and the population might surprise you. Older Americans are now the fastest growing segment of car dwellers. Fixed incomes that covered rent 5 years ago doesn't anymore. Grandma's not in a nursing home. She's in a Buick. Unlike shelters with their curfews, no pet policies, and lights out rules, a car lets you keep your dog, keep your job, keep some dignity. The wildest part? Vehicle homelessness stays almost completely invisible. That sedan parked on your street right now, someone might be waking up inside it tomorrow morning. You'd never know. They leave before rush hour, return after dark, and blend in like they're just visiting. So how do people actually survive this life? How do you cook without a kitchen, shower without a bathroom, sleep without a bed? That starts with the most important decision any car dweller makes: picking the right vehicle. Not all vehicles are created equal when it comes to living in them. And honestly, picking the wrong one can make your life miserable. Minivans dominate the car-dwelling world for one simple reason. Fold those back seats down, and you've got a completely flat surface long enough for a full-grown adult to stretch out. It's basically a studio apartment on wheels, minus the rent that makes you cry. But here's where it gets interesting. SUVs win the stealth game hands down. Park a minivan somewhere overnight, and people start wondering. Park an SUV? Nobody blinks. You look like someone waiting to pick up a friend. Makes sense, right? Sedans work too, but they require creativity. Taller folks end up sleeping diagonally with their feet dangling into the front footwell. Not exactly the Ritz, but desperate times call for
Why is it illegal to sleep in your car? like there's so many people who are homeless and sleep in their car, and why does society just have to make it so much more difficult? I mean, it's like a totally different topic to talk about how we've gotten to a point where so many people live out of their car. Like UCLA professors live out of their car, Disney workers famously live out of their car. But why don't we just make it easy for them to at least do that? Like, they don't have a house, but like, I don't know, like, it's crazy. Like, one time I had to sleep in my car because I was on a road trip and I didn't want to pay like $300 to sleep in a hotel for one night. And like, I can see how that can be like a viable way of living.
You have no idea how many people have to sleep in their cars and still show up to work with you the next day. Please just be kind to people, because in this economy we're currently in, it's something like we haven't seen since the Great Depression era. And it's a weird economy because we have the technology, so it feels like we're not doing as bad. But when you actually look at the numbers, especially for people with kids mainly, see, I don't have any kids, so I'm able to actually do pretty good for myself. But be kind to people, especially the people with kids, because the inflation is so high, everything's unaffordable. It's whole families sleeping in minivans right now. That's almost the new normal, believe it or not. So just remember that you never know what somebody next to you going through, and you never know what you're going to be going through. So always have gratitude for what you have now, whether that's a car roof, whether that's a van roof, whether that's a house roof, or just a tent roof, or, you know, even not even having any roof and just having your health. Just please keep it on the forefront of your mind that having gratitude and being kind goes a long way. If you agree with this message, make sure you like, share, and repost. And if you don't, leave a comment. Let me know why. Peace.
Y'all, what is happening in our country? It's 2:53 a.m. in Walmart parking lot, and there are so many people who are sleeping in their cars. And, you know, I'm not trying to get up on, you know, too close up on anyone's car and put anyone out there, but like, yeah, I noticed that it was a lot of people sleeping in their cars in the Walmart parking lot. And I know that the rent prices are like crazy right now. So anybody who's, you know, I don't know, trying to figure out where they're gonna stay, just know that Walmart will allow you to park your car here overnight, and they won't tow it. They won't tow it. They won't call the cops. Like, anybody can sleep in Walmart's parking lot. Just FYI.
If you're new here, my name is Rainey. I'm in my 20s. I'm a single mom, and right now I'm homeless, living out of a car with my 2-year-old son, Kai. It's not that easy to say out loud, but God told me to be obedient and honest during this season, even when it's painful. So here I am. My lease ended in June, and the apartments decided that they were not going to renew my lease because me and my mom were not seeing eye to eye, and she was my co-signer. So up until then, since mid-July, they had me on month to month up until I got evicted. And she was helping me. The only reason why she was helping me is because her name was on a lease as a co-signer. So if you don't know, my car broke down at the end of 2024. The engine went out, and after that, I rented a car from Turo, but it was way too expensive to maintain. By February, I lost my job, but I was able to get a more affordable rental car, and then I started doing DoorDash and just other little delivery apps and stuff, gig apps that I could do in the meantime. I had already been doing that work before, so I was just trying to make ends meet however I could. But honestly, those apps was how I was surviving and how I put food in our mouths. That's how I kept gas in my tank. That's how I stayed afloat. But eventually, it really just started falling apart. Just recently, DoorDash deactivated me because they found out I was using my brother's account, and Lyft will not let me Lyft because I don't have my registration sticker. I don't have my registration sticker because I was able to get a new vehicle with the help of everybody. Thank y'all so much. And right now, I can only do work that I can do with Kai by my side. And then he recently got kicked out of daycare due to behavioral issues. But we're waiting on his autism evaluation for August the 24th. I just can't leave him with anybody. I already don't have anybody. So I'm just doing whatever work I can do with him, with me. I do plan on finding him a new daycare, one that will accept him until we can get, his evaluation and things sorted out. I just want to say, even in the chaos, God still made a way. With the help of some truly kind people, I was able to get a cart in my name. And, this cart is just everything to us right now. It's our shelter, our safety, and our second chance. To everyone who sent groceries, wipes, hygiene products, and more, thank you. Your kindness has kept us going. But currently, we are out of Pampers, and we need groceries to last at least for a week until I get my stamps. The diapers are on our Amazon wish list, which is linked in my bio. Every bit truly helps us get through the day. Right now, we're raising funds through Spot Fund to help get us stable. We have $3,700 left, and that's not just to move. It's also to help cover rent, bills, my insurance, my phone bill, my car note, just until I can find extra work, because I am working. Is it enough to help us? It's enough for me to pay my car note and do little in gas, honestly. Even if 4,000 people just gave a small amount or $1, it would help through Cash App or Spot Fund. It'll completely change our situation and turn it around, and it will mean stability, shelter, and a fresh start for me and my baby. Even if you can't, just sharing a video, following us, or keeping us in prayer helps more than you know. Look, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I do know that I'm walking in obedience, and I trust that God is working all this for something bigger that I just can't see right now. Rainy and Kai, checking out.
What public parking lot should I sleep overnight in my car at tonight? Should I sleep at Lowe's or a Planet Fitness? Alright, just pulled up at Lowe's. Lowe's is a bigger parking lot. It seems like there's 2 other nomadic people here. One in a car, one in an RV. But it's where I like to... I don't even want to explain all that. So it's a big parking lot. There's lights. Let's go check out Planet Fitness. So I just pulled in Planet Fitness. I found a good parking spot. There's a schoolie over there and an RV over here. But a tow truck just pulled up next to this RV. They got out and talked to the guy. And now they're pulled beside the RV, but not like they're going to tow it. So now I'm wondering did Planet Fitness call on these people? Because this one schoolie has been here for over a month. But I'm are they towing people out that aren't supposed to be here? But I like it here because there's work cars back here. I don't know if they belong to Advance Auto or what. So I backed my car in. So I'm blocked in. And then I have a median type thing on my right side. Dang. And in the morning, if I wake up here, I just got to walk inside to take a shower before I start the trip cross country back home. Well, not home. I don't have a home. Back to North Carolina. All right, reporting live. Now at Lowe's parking lot. There were just too many MEN in that Planet Fitness parking lot that weren't working out. And I don't know, they were just all standing there. And I have to get outside of my car to put my window covers up because they're magnetic. And I didn't feel like revealing to everybody out in that parking lot that I was going to sleep in my car. So we're back at Lowe's parking lot.
So there's no third spaces anywhere. There's nowhere you can go to just relax. There's nowhere you can go to sleep. There's nowhere you can go to piss. It's a constant struggle to have any kind of, not even just privacy, just being left alone. Just not having these property owners, private fucking police force that they hire to just roam around like a bunch of fucking dorks and pull up to you while you're literally doing nothing wrong. You're sleeping. You're doing an essential fucking human body function, something that every single person who has ever lived has had to do, okay? And it's illegal. It's fucking illegal, okay? Let me take it a step further. Gas right now, everyone knows that. Everyone knows about the gas situation right now, but I'll tell you, and I've seen other people talking about this online too, they are doing something to the gas. The gas that's coming to us, the fuel that's coming to us is not the same as it used to be. I drive a hybrid vehicle. I drive a 2024 hybrid vehicle, okay? I was sitting in this parking lot a couple of hours ago. I had 184 miles to E in my tank. I moved from this spot less than a mile away to another parking lot, and I went from 184 to 177 fucking miles. So then I turned my car off. I turned it back on, moved to just a different spot in the parking lot, and I had my car running for probably 30 minutes. I was on the phone with someone, probably 30 minutes. I went from 177 to 168 miles. 9 miles of gas from sitting idle for 30 minutes. Now that might sound normal to your car, but that's not normal to my car. I filled up gas in my car 4 times this week. I filled up my car 4 times this week. Again, I drive a hybrid. I'm used to filling up my car like once every 7 days. I've been to the gas station almost every single day this week. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but something's not right. Okay? My car's in repo and I live in it. So I don't have any other choice. I can't just give it back. This is where I live. Okay? At least not until I figure something else to fuck out. I get a call from Toyota this morning. Enough. I get a call from Toyota this morning letting me know that my car is about to go into what's called charge off status. If you don't know what charge off status means, that basically means that they're considering it an unpayable debt, and that when charge off status gets approved, you have one of two options. You either give the car back or you pay off the full car, which for this would be $31,000. Obviously, I don't have either of those options, so I just said, well, thank you so much. I'll give you a call back when I decide which one I'm going to do. Okay? Now, mind you, I didn't get to that point for at least an hour. We talked on the phone for a long time. I'm talking to this lady. I'm explaining to her my entire situation from front to back. Like, I'm practically taking it on a day-by-day basis, giving this lady so much detail just to see if there's anything that she can do to help me given my extraneous circumstances. She says, not only do I believe you, but I want you to know that I'm hearing stories like yours every single day. And the reason that we don't have any way to help you is because we have never seen this many people in this position in the entire time that I've been doing this. And she sounded like an old lady, so I'm pretty sure that she's been doing this for a long fucking time. She said, never in the entire time that I've been doing this has this many people been in your situation. Every single day I'm talking to people in this situation. So we literally don't have safety nets for you because we've never seen this before. Things are really, really, really fucking bad right now. I'm on food stamps. This is the second time in my life that I've been on food stamps. The first time was in 2019 for just a really brief stint, like 5 months or something. And back then, I could make it last like 3 weeks out of the month. There was always like 1 week out of the month where I was out of it. Now, it doesn't even last me a week and a half. It doesn't even last me a week and a half, and I get the max benefits in my state. I get the maximum amount. That's what they told me last time. When I asked them, well, can you just increase it? They said, you're already getting the maximum. The maximum is lasting me a week and a half. Imagine what the maximum is. Imagine how long the maximum is lasting someone with a kid or 2 kids. Even if they're getting a little bit more. Even if they're getting a little bit more, the proportionate, like the buying power of that little bit more is the same. So that means all the families out there that are on food stamps, it's lasting them like a week and a half. Okay? Insurance is insanely high. My car is $515 a month. Insurance is $250 fucking dollars a month. $250 fucking dollars a month. Okay? Look, I'm an artist and this account is primarily dedicated to my art and I want to keep it that way. I didn't want to upload this, but the truth is, you have to hear it from people who are on the ground experiencing this, okay? And look, don't even fucking bring up the job market to me right now. So I got a job in February. Let me tell you what the job market is like right now. I got a job in February. 2 weeks into working that job, I got a sit down. I was asked to have a sit down with the boss. And I was like, okay, I'm assuming that this is going to be like feedback or, you know, tips, whatever, because I've been a hiring manager before. So I kind of anticipated, you know, like a 2-week follow-up, whatever. She sits me down and asks me if this is a good fit. I said, oh, okay. So that was very different direction than what I thought. So I was like, oh, okay. Is there anything that I did wrong? And she said, I just feel like by now you should be running the front totally independently. I said, now look, normally you want to be like kind of political with your boss in this situation, like say the right thing. But I just went off the handle. I was like, I was a hiring manager for 2 years. To tell someone that they should be completely independent within 2 weeks is like unheard of. Every single job has a 60 to 90 day training period. That is how long it takes someone who's never done something in a totally new place where they hardly even know people's names yet. Okay? It's going to take people 2 months. I got that talk within 2 weeks. That's what bosses are like now. Okay? You can't find a fucking job anywhere. You can't find a job anywhere. I have been applying for jobs every single day for 2 fucking weeks. For 2 weeks. And it's like nothing. Nothing. I call these places and they're not even hiring. They have their listings up and they're not even fucking hiring. Why do companies do that? I feel like they started doing that post-COVID and that just doesn't make any goddamn sense. That doesn't make any fucking sense. They just keep the listing open? The fuck? So they're having you waste all your fucking time because of course these things take 45 minutes to fill out. So you're doing 45 minutes of unpaid fucking labor. And then, you know what? They'll send you an email after and say, hey, we got your application. We're actually not hiring for this position. And we delete all old applications after 60 days. So if you haven't heard from us within 60 days, just go ahead and apply again. Apply again for what? A position that's just constantly open? If I haven't heard from you for 60 days, you just told me you're not fucking hiring. Are we on planet Earth right now? What's going on? So there's no third spaces. There's nowhere you can sleep without these fucking mall cops, these dweeby fucking mall cops pulling up on you, harassing you practically for falling asleep. Okay? For falling asleep. That's illegal. Sleeping in public is illegal. Okay? There's no third spaces. The gas is getting fucking watered down. The gas is insanely high. There's no jobs. The debt collectors are telling people, hey guys, there's more of you than ever. We don't know what the fuck to do. Food is extremely expensive. Insurance is extremely expensive. Everything's extremely expensive. Wages aren't going up. Bosses are becoming more hostile. Police are becoming more hostile. That's what it's like. If you're wondering what it's like to be homeless right now in 2026, that's what it's like. It feels like there are no options. Anyways, this is my art. This is my specialty. This is my discipline. I've been doing this for my entire life for as long as I can remember. So if you're interested in commissioning me for a piece, please do. And I just hope you guys stay safe out there. I hope you guys stay safe out there.